This is the interview of Alejandro. I want to warn you before you get started. About 1 minute and a half into this video, I messed up the sound, the recording. But whatever, it's all good. It's just the quality. It's not the substance. So everything is still here. So enjoy the show. Okay. Alejandro,
What's up, man?
do you ever feel like your name gets confused with other people because like I don't mean to minimize your DJ name, but it's just Alejandro.
Yeah, I started with this name when I was like 13,
Okay.
and I stuck with it because I released music under that name, and the music, was getting uh, popular, somehow, and then people knew me, mostly in Europe. People knew me, and they were contacting me as Alejandro, and then to change that name would have been a little
Right.
bit of work. You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny. A lot of people say, "Oh, I can't just use my name because there's someone else out there who's
Right.
using that name."
Right.
But you're that someone else out there.
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've been releasing music as Alejandro for how long now?
Oh God. So I started making music in 2009, and I started releasing a few years later. So maybe like 2013, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's always been under Alejandro,
Yeah.
and it's always been on FL Studio.
It's always been on FL Studio. Yeah, I tried with Ableton a while back, but then I felt like FL Studio was more user friendly for me.
And you tried Ableton today as well.
Today, yeah,
That was fun.
I felt like I was 12 again.
What a diss to Ableton too. I felt like I was 12. That's for Ableton's for 12-year-olds.
No, I have a lot of friends that use Ableton.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
A lot of close friends, a lot of producer friends.
Me.
You.
Yeah.
But I feel like FL Studio gives me.
You know how to use it.
Yeah, just a more broad idea of what I'm doing. So,
I mean,
yeah.
dude, you know what? Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon." Oh, like Pepsi or Coke. It's just
Right.
like it's just whichever one you like more.
Yeah,
It's whichever
exactly.
one you
Yeah.
are more used to.
So what I'm.
But if you like Pepsi more than Coke, you're crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. That I'm there with you. But what I always say is it's not about the doll. It's about the music that you put
It's
out
not about
there.
the sneakers. It's about the player.
It's
Yeah.
about the music that you put out there, and if you make music, with love, and you're passionate about what you're making, doesn't matter what you're using. You know what I mean?
So being passionate about what you're making obviously is super important.
Right.
Do you ever find yourself like sitting at a FL Studio session for too long and realizing, oh my gosh, I'm not passionate about what I'm doing right now?
Sometimes, but that's why we have to
Take breaks.
watch out when we're not focused, and just take time for ourselves, and
Yeah.
maybe just go to the beach or go to nature or go somewhere else, listen to other types of music.
Do you do certain things non-music related to get you inspired to make music?
Yeah, I usually go to the beach, I drum at the beach drum circle, home with friends, I like to drum. I listen to other types of music, like classical music. It gets me inspired a lot. And just going out and clear my mind, and then after that, maybe going to festivals sometimes, or like other parties. Gives me an idea of what people are listening to or they like.
Mm-hmm.
So I get more inspired to go back to the studio and make something worth releasing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Like, of the music that you've made, what's the percentage that you think you've released?
Oh God, I don't know, maybe like 50%.
50?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's a lot more than I thought you were going to say.
yeah. Well, I mean, I keep a lot in like the folder that's never gonna be released.
Right.
But
Let me rephrase the question here. Of the amount of time that you have spent in front of FL Studio,
okay.
how many of those projects, what's the percentage of those projects, whether you completed it, didn't complete it, doesn't matter, do you think
Right.
you've released?
Oh shit! From 2013 to now, like
Yeah.
that's a lot. Yeah, I would say probably 40%
Wow.
of that. Yeah, of the full amount of I've spent on FL Studio, because some of the times it's not about making a song; it's about practicing, and getting to know the program, and just experiencing and testing different things, here and there, going a different route sometimes.
Do you think that if you are a professional DJ and you're getting booked consistently as a DJ, you're known around your town, or maybe even more than your town as a DJ, and you're getting booked, maybe across state lines, but you're just DJing, you're not producing.
Right.
Do you think that producing is essential to a professional DJ?
Yes.
Why's that?
Well, you have a broader idea of what the music you're playing means. Also, you understand what you're playing. People will take it more seriously when you make your own music, because you have kind of like a record, like of what you've made. I think it gives you like a step ahead of your career. Like DJing, you can go so far, but then producing, you're gonna put out music that is probably gonna be heard in 20, 30 years, after you retire. You know what I mean? If you make good music and you release it, the legacy that you're leaving is your music. You know what I mean? Like when you retire and you release a song that, for example, went viral, that song is going to be remembered by people, from different generations. I don't know. It's probably a bad example, but David Guetta, he started really young when he was 17, something like that, and he could have just stick to being DJ, but
Oh my gosh, I just realized that what we've been saying for a little bit has been on a loop. Fuck!
oh shit.
Okay, let me just get out of the loop. Here, wait. That's so upsetting.
No, it's alright. I mean, I don't know your schedule, but I'm okay.
I don't know what the last thing we said here was. God, that's so annoying. Hold on.
We can start over
Wait,
if you
hold
want.
on. It's not about the dog, it's about the sneakers. Fuck.
Okay.
That's so annoying. Oh wait, shit. Hold on.
I don't know if I was loud enough.
No, you're good. Yeah, and I can just edit it later if you're
Alright.
too low. If you're too low. Okay, so I messed up the recording a little bit, which is so upsetting. But so the question that I asked you was, God, that's so upsetting that I just messed up that recording. And okay, I have recorded at this point probably around 300 episodes,
Times, yeah.
interviews,
Yeah.
Podcasts, things like
Yeah.
that. And this is the first time that I'm ever doing it in Ableton. I think that I tried to record it in Ableton once and it didn't really work out, but I'm recording it in Ableton right now. And we were just talking about, oh my gosh, it would have gone so viral and we would have been sensations. The networks would have hit us up, but it's gone forever. So whatever. Well, technically it's being recorded on on
the
this,
camera.
on the camera. Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
So I guess these Canon camcorders are saving
Leave
grace.
the behind the scenes.
Yeah, right. Sheesh. So the question that I asked you was whether, I guess, generally the importance of producing music.
Yes, so I think it's very important for a DJ that has only been a DJ for a few years to start making music, because it gives them a broader idea of the music they're playing. They could be playing music from other people, but it just hits different when you're playing your own thing.
One thing that I want to talk about is this. As someone who was just a DJ for maybe 2 years, or something, one thing that I kept on hearing was like, oh, you got to produce music. You need to produce music. You need to produce music. And I think that's very valid. I think that there's a really strong argument for if you really want to be taken seriously as an artist, then you need to be making music. But the reciprocal of that is in your soul, like in your being, if you have music within your soul that needs to be extracted from your soul and put into a DAW, then this whole I need to make music to be successful is a moot point. Like, if you truly have music that you need to make, then it wouldn't be a chore. You would just do it.
You would just do it, yeah.
Just like if you need to drive to the store to get something.
And that's how he feels. You know, it doesn't feel like a chore. You know?
Right. And it also becomes something that you enjoy.
Yes.
So if you only view music production as something that you need to do to get to like another point in your career, then like you're just doing this for money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Not a passion.
Is that an illogical argument? Like if the sole purpose of you making music is to get bigger bookings, then go apply for a job at a financial like firm. Go trade some stocks, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But if you want to make music because you love music, like if you truly love music and you're into it and it's fun and you're making your own stuff and you sit behind Ableton, and even though you might be pulling your hair out,
it doesn't matter in the end of the day.
You're enjoying
rewarding.
it. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like if you're just doing something for money, then go get a job. Like what the heck? You know, you can make a lot more money doing anything else
than music.
Music, the cream, yes, the cream rises to the top, but everything under than the cream is getting paid garbage. So if you're doing this for money, then pick a different hobby.
Yeah, no, and doing this is all about passion, you know, and at some point DJing merges with music production. And then when you get to be a good producer, you put out some music that is, you know, being heard, I don't know, thousands of times, you know, and until you reach like 1 million times, that song is being listened to, you know, you'll get a pretty good reward, you know, you probably get bookings, you know, you get people's recognition, you know, not in like a greedy way, but like more in like a rewarding way, you know, something more. Making music is something personal, you know. It's something
100%.
Like if you feel it, like you're saying, if you feel it in you that you have music,
then you should just
making it. It's not going to be a weight on your shoulders.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Now, something that is a weight on your shoulders is this: you can make the greatest music of all time. You know, you could make just flawless, incredible music that would resonate with people.
Right.
But you also need to get it out to the masses, which is where bookings come in.
Correct.
And it's extremely important to build a great reputation for yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
So that you get bookings. And here's something that I have like figured out about bookings.
Okay.
And I would love to know your thoughts on this because you've been in the game a lot longer. Venues don't book. Promotion companies book.
Okay.
And promotion companies will either work with a venue, and maybe that'll be their exclusive venue, and maybe then technically the venue is booking you because the venue's promotion company is booking you. But other promotion companies will just have like maybe spur of the moment events. They'll have an event here, they'll have an event there, or maybe they'll have a weekly or a monthly event at a certain venue. So when it comes to networking, if your goal is to get booked, you got to figure out who these promotional companies are.
Exactly.
And get close with them.
Yes. So going to their events, you know, doing your research online, whether it's online, in person, you know, trying to, a big thing with me is getting to know people. That was a little bit hard when I was younger because I didn't know kind of what I was doing. I was just making music and I was DJing here and there. But, you know, like when I got to the point that I needed to make a bigger step, it was all about talking to people, you know, being a little bit charismatic, you know, and just trying to connect in the healthiest possible way
Yes.
with people so they can see your energy is not bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if they resonate with that, they connect with you and they continue to, you know, talk to you, trying to book you somewhere else or even like invite you to their events, you know, for either for free or like you know, things like that. And that's a way that you can build your network. I guess you could call it career.
It's important to show support
for your success, you know.
Right.
So
yeah, it's very important to, like, if you have done your job and you've done your research and you made your music, and you figure out places that you want to DJ, you should go to those places and support. And don't be Mr. Politician. Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Just allow your presence to be known, and also have a strong social media following.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get booked if you have like a ton of engagement.
Yeah, no, well, exactly. Yeah, and another thing is just you know, you don't need to be someone else. You know,
that's true.
Just be you, and
unless you're like Gefesselstein and you wear a mask when you DJ.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is me, guys. You know, I don't let anyone see my face. But
oh my gosh.
No, it's just be you. Show your art. You know that the art is the representation of your energy. So if you show your genuine music, art, whatever you're doing, if you sing, you know, as well, they can see that and they can sense, you know, that you have good intentions. You know,
where is like the first place that you ever DJ'd live?
Oh gosh, he was in a small venue in Tennessee.
Yeah,
in the U.S. he was in Tennessee. In Venezuela was
you're from Venezuela?
Yes. In Venezuela was Valencia. It's kind of like St. Pete, you know. It's a city by the coast, and there's a few venues there. You know, I had a cousin that was friends with, you know, the guys, so he let me DJ for a little bit, and then I started building, you know, kind of like my network. But like I said, back then I wasn't, you know, I would say witty with that, you know.
Right.
So I was just making music, you know. I was a little shy. So in Venezuela, I was kind of more like a producer, you know. And I started building my own career as a producer, you know, sending to labels out of the country, within the country too. But then when I got here is when I started making those steps, you know. Tennessee, then I knew I couldn't make it in Tennessee, so, you know, I ended up moving here. And I started all over again. It's like the way I want to put it is, I feel like the beginning when I started, the only difference is that I know what I'm doing now, and I know the steps that I follow, that I can, you know, that I have to follow to get to where I want to, you know, like the goal that I want to achieve. So it feels less stressful, more.
Well, you've already achieved a really interesting goal, which is a ton of releases and a big streaming numbers.
Yeah, and that's that was part of, you know, the.
What was the first song that you had that really caught fire?
I think it was, let's see, it was a song that I released in a Brazilian record label. It was called Kalahari. It was when Big Room House was, you know, popping, you know. And then Revealed Recordings came around. Well, it was around, but it caught my attention because they started releasing really cool songs, and the artists that I was following, they started releasing there. And so I probably 50 demos denied, you know. 50, 60 demos denied until I got one signed. You know, that's a record label by Hardwell. And after that, I wanted to release in Spinning Records. So that was even harder, you know. How
did you go about sending demos?
So in Revealed Recordings, they have a platform where you can send your MP3 file and a little description, your name, where you're from, your age, and like social media, email, whatever. And then, but for other labels, you have to write it on like a regular email. So, my best advice for that would be just introducing yourself, describing your song a little bit, like hey, this is a techno song that has euphoric breakdowns and groovy drops. Thank you for your time. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Mm-hmm.
Send the link, and that's it. And they don't because
and
they
do
don't
that
want
thousands of times until one day.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but with Spinning Records, it was different. With Spinning Records, because it's more exclusive, you have to either have a collaboration with someone that's already in it, or send it, and by pure luck, if they really like the idea, they would offer either a collaboration with someone else or just a solo release. That's if you get really lucky. But there are some people, I have friends that did that, and they got really lucky and they released by themselves.
I don't know if lucky is the right word though.
Well, lucky because there's a ton of demos.
True. Yeah. Lucky that they heard it. Yeah.
Lucky that they heard it. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just being talented as well. Being able to make something catchy, something that it's really hard to catch those people's minds sometimes. Like if they don't like the bass line, you're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true. Well, I don't want to go on too long because you have a set to do.
All right.
But that was very, very cool. And, I mean, we recorded a ton of content today.
Yeah.
We're all over the place.
For sure. Yeah. Ableton, RMX.
Interview. About to do a set.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right, Alejandro, where can people find you on socials?
They can find me on Instagram as DJ Alejandro 44. They can find me on Facebook as Alejandro Music Maker. And that's probably about it. I don't have X.
Okay.
And YouTube, I'm in the process of doing that as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, for the listeners, I love you. Peace. Perfect.